Hey guys, in this video we're going to create this web landing page in Adobe XD. Now, I recently launched it in Adobe XD courses, so if you're interested in bringing your skills to the next level, feel free to check it out in a link in the description. But now without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial. Alright, so let's get started, and the very first thing that we created is a artboard which is 1920 pixels in width, and we're going to go overhead here and we're going to add a sample logo. Let's just write in Supreme, and for this specific example we're going to use Montserrat, so that the web design is going to look with a touch of friendliness. I really like Montserrat. It's bold and it's also very warm and just friendly as a font. So that's that. Let's add a menu, and we're still going to use Montserrat. We're not going to use the bold version. Maybe we're going to go with either semi-bold or medium, and maybe let's try the all caps. So we're gonna do this, and then we're going to increase the letter spacing between one letter and the other, and let's go make this one smaller as well, so maybe 16 is going to be fine. All right, now let's go ahead and let's duplicate these guys. So it's going to be about services. We're going to have a portfolio section, and we're going to have a contacts. All right, so far so good. Quite happy with the base structure, and we're also going to have a login and sign up, and these are going to be buttons likely. So sign up, and we're probably going to just have this group together, and we're going to move it to the center. Let's move these guys a little bit further away. Let's add a rectangle within this. Now I want to turn up the layers panel, and what I want to do is essentially to bring this below the sign up so that it's visible. All right, so far so good. And I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to bring it below the login, and let's go ahead and add a little bit of more border. We're going to make the sign up text white. We're going to make the fill black. All right, so far so good. Maybe let's make these guys semi-bold, since they are call to action. We want a little bit of extra emphasis as much as we can. And we're also going to add a arrow on the top menu. So let's go ahead here. Let's write arrow. Let's bring it in, and we're going to add it over the services section. All right, it's starting to look pretty interesting. And now it's going to be time to add the headline. Now the headline is going to be new way of experiencing SaaS, and I think overall this is okay. Maybe let's just bring this one a little bit more on the bottom, and let's increase the sizing between one of these elements and the other. All right, so far so good. Let's increase the font size. I'm going to decrease the one in the logo. Don't want as much emphasis on it. And let's increase the size of this one as well, and let's move it to the center. Now at this point, just going to go over here, and as you can see, we're going to introduce in just a moment this illustration which I picked from the Limpo V2 kit by Odama, And I'm going to leave the link in the description. Basically, you can find this amazing illustration kit, and you can see how it looks modern, fresh, and just looks awesome overall. So if you're interested, have a look in the description. But now, without further ado, I'm just going to paste this in. So let's go ahead over here. Let's make this one smaller. And what we're gonna do is we're essentially going to figure out a good positioning for this. I'm probably going to change also the color of the SAS text in order to give it some more emphasis. Let's bring this one here. And I'm going to try also to make this one not bold. See how we like it. Maybe we're just going to keep it bold for the time being. And now what I want to do is I want to essentially have a layout grid applied. Now there's squares, which I don't use all that often, and there's the layout grid. So we're just going to go with this one. So as you can see, by default we have 12 columns, a gutter width set of 16, and then we have also a column width. And basically what we're gonna do is we're going to just change the width over here just a bit. Actually, for some reason the other one got stuck. So let's just select this guy. There we go. And I think I'm using a keyboard shortcut, which is essentially triggering the other option. But right, so far so good. I think this is looking pretty good so far. And let's bring here this button, and I'm also going to have another button right here. I'm going to change the color of this one specifically. I'm going to turn it into orange, and going to change the text to get started. Now let's bring this one over here. Let's center it, and this one's going to be watch video. And let's increase the size of this button as well. Let's add a play button. There we go. Oops, I actually added the button directly inside of the squared element, but that's not what we want to do. This is more around the lines of what we were initially looking for. All right, so far so good. And let's change this one up just a little bit. Let's add a little bit of breathing room as well. All right, so far so good. And what we're gonna do is we're going to add a call to action to scroll down. And we're not going to make it all caps. I'm going to make it medium. Let's center this. We're going to use the same arrow as we have on the very top menu. Let's increase this in size just a bit. And we are pretty much set. Let's use the same color. We want to have a light gray, so that doesn't really take all that much visual emphasis. And now we're just going to go here, and just going to not make the layout grid visible anymore, since I think it done its job. And there we go. All right, so we have our nice illustration, and now what I want to try is actually another version. I don't want it to zoom in into the illustration anymore, since we already have it. And what I want to try now is another version, darker version of this. So basically making it all white, and this one as well. All right, so far so good. Now let's try make this one perhaps this color. Now we're just going to go with the other one, and let's remove the fill over here, otherwise it's going to be pointless. And there we go. Ideally we would need to change also the illustration, but for the time being I think this is going to be okay, and we can potentially show this to a client, hear their opinions on either the white version or the black version. I think the white version is working much better, but again, it can be a source of discussion. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.